In this video, we're going to unbox this Emoko C91 e-bike. A link to this e-bike is linked above and also in the description. But before we get started, look at the specs on this. The net weight is 34 kilograms. The gross weight is 43 kilograms, or 95 pounds is what the box weighs. So without further ado, let's get into this box. All right, let's take a look in this box. And we have our pedals. Oh, nice. This also comes with a pump. That's what's in here. What's nice with this bike is you can assemble it as all the tools come with the bike, so you don't need to have a tool kit. So another box here. This feels like the headlight. Yep. Standard headlight. Let's see what else we got in here. I'm going to pull out this foam. Alright, I got the front fender here. You want to pull that out. I'll tell you what, this is boxed up really nice. I have to say, it's probably one of the best packaged e-bikes that I've gotten. Alright, I pulled the big foam pieces out, so now it's just the bike in here. I'm going to lift the bike out and set it here on the carpet. Alright, what I found in the bottom of the box is a white box. This is the charger. I also found the instruction manual. And this looks like the seat. Now this is the only option that you can get. You can get this black or brown. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is take the front tire off and some of the foam. Alright, remove the foam block from the front fork. That was nicely packaged. There's also a bolt that ties them together. Remove that. I set the handlebars up on this bucket so that they're not dangling or pinching cables. This is where the battery is. I'm going to get the battery out. Right here are the keys. So the keys are located there. And now I'm going to remove the battery to get that charging. Oh, it's a nice battery. What's nice with this one, I like it has a built-in USB, which is nice next to the charge port. Alright, I got the battery plugged in and it's charging. It's nice, it has a little test button on here. It looks like it's almost full, so I'm going to let it charge while I build the bike. You can see here the red light's on. Alright, before I install the front tire, I'm going to use this flat out. I really like this product. It helps with punctures and flats. What you're going to do is there's a little bit of tool under this cap. You pull that out, and that removes the inner part of the nozzle. You thread that in there, remove the inner part of the nozzle, then you stick this on, and you squeeze a few ounces into the tire, and then install it. It really helps with flats and punctures. Alright, what you're going to do is loosen the two side bolts. Simply turn that around like that. Get that straightened out. And then tighten all this down. Got that tight. Now, I know that I'm going to want the handlebars raised up because the seat is pretty much level with the current handlebar. All right, I'm going to reach down under here. I'm going to loosen this slightly. There we go. That's the cleat to move it up and down. I'm going to go as high as I can and put it there. I want to be in a comfortable riding position. And then I'm going to simply just tighten that down. I'm going to put that rubber cap in before I forget. The next step is to remove the top and install the handlebars. Alright, I got the cap off. I'm going to roll the handlebars up like this. I'm going to say they probably go about like that, and then I'm going to center the handlebars in the middle and then install my socket head cap screws. Just be careful not to over tighten these as it's into aluminum. If you tighten it too much, you'll strip them out. Alright, I got the bike flipped upside down. I put some foam down to protect the handlebars, and now I'm going to install the front fender. This tab is going to go in the front where this hole is. What you're going to do is you're going to set this down in here like this, and you're going to put the washer on this screw, and you're going to place it in there, and the nut is going to go on the back side of the suspension in a little pocket. You're going to use a screwdriver to tighten this down. Just tighten it down about finger tight, because this is all going to get adjusted accordingly. I'm going to use some blue Loctite because I know these bolts tend to rattle off, so I'm just going to put a little dab of Loctite. This is not part of the assembly kit, but a link to this is in the description below. So now I'm going to come up here and install that screw onto the little tab on the fork. There's one on either side. The Loctite will help it stay in place and not rattle off while you're riding. Alright, now we're going to install the front wheel. What you want to do is remove the nut on each side and the washer. And you'll have this tab washer. I'll show you how that works. Alright, what you're going to do is line up the brake rotor with the caliper, and you're going to slide that into place from the top. And now what you want to do is put these washers on and make sure that little finger tab slides into that hole. And then you're going to thread on the nut and do the same for the other side. Alright, you can use this wrench here to tighten it, like you see, but I do have a nice 15mm wrench, which I'm going to use to tighten that down. Looks like it's rubbing on the brake a smidge. I can adjust that in and out if needed, or after a little ride it'll wear right in, no problem. Alright, well, I got the bike in this comfortable working position. I'm going to install the pedals. We have a left and right pedal. They go on the side accordingly. So since the bike's upside down, I'm going to put the left pedal on the right side. Thread that into place. Now remember, the left side is counterclockwise, and the right side is standard thread. And then what's nice is you can just use the wrench to thread them on. Alright, next step is to install the headlight. This is pretty easy. This is the connector. It goes onto this, but before I do that, what I'm going to do is remove the hardware. You want to bring the two headlight standoffs to the front. Also, what you want to do is make sure these rubber bumpers are turned to the back so that the metal doesn't clash with the frame or the battery. So I'm going to rotate those inward so you'll see that it stops on the frame like that. And what I'm going to do here is remove the bolt like that. Put your bolt through with the washer on the outside and then the rubber washer on the inside, so it acts like a dampener towards the headlight. So you're going to thread that in like this, and I'm going to do the same for the other side. Now what you're going to do is connect the wire. It has a little tab on it, also some arrows. There I go. All right, tuck that behind there. All right, once you get the headlight mounted, what you want to do is tighten up the brackets. Put the wrench down in here to hold the nut on the back side, and then use the screwdriver just to tighten it down on the fork. All right, you're going to do the same on the other side. All right, last thing you're going to do is install the seat. You're going to remove the 6 nuts on the back of the seat here. All right, you're going to install the seat like such. Line up the holes. Now remember, this is the only option you can get. You can get it with a brown or black seat and install the nut. The bike is assembled, looks great. I'm just going to adjust these brakes down as they're kind of facing up towards, and I'm just going to use the 5mm hex. I'm going to loosen them slightly. I'm going to rotate this down to a more comfortable gripping position and then retighten just like that. All right, battery is really easy to install. You're going to simply just put it in the frame, get it to lock into place, and then use the key to lock it. All right, moment of truth. Turn the battery on, hold the M button, and there you go. It came up. It's a monochrome screen. Says my volts are at 53 volts. So I'm not fully charged, but I am going to go for a quick ride. There's a timer. It's nice. I like this display. It has a current. So if you press and hold, should bring me into the different screens. So that's the backlight screen. So if I want to go lighter, dimmer, P2 is usually miles per hour versus kilometers, so I'm going to do that. Next one, that's 48 volts. P04, that's the dormancy. That's how long before it shuts off. P05, I forgot what that is. This is the diameter of the tire. P06, believe I should go down to 24. P08, I believe that's the speed limit. All right, in order to get the speed up, I had to change P14 setting to 20 amps. It was set to 12, so that would limit my speed. So now I can get out there and ride.